You need to pump your ever-loving brakes. Okay, maybe you don't, but I know that I did. The other day I was having a discussion with my daughter and we were talking about the book of Second Timothy and how Paul was writing this letter knowing that it was going to be his absolute last. He knew that he was coming towards the end of his life. All the chaos, all the amazing things, the adventures, the journeys, the stories, the downright wild experiences that the man had. And here he was writing a letter from a dungeon where he knew that he was soon going to be reaching the end of his time on earth. And as he wrote this letter, you have to imagine the context that it was put in that would leave any of us with this sense of, if I'm going to say anything to you right now, like, this is what I need you to know. And I was thinking about that in terms of our own lives and how we have this tendency to go day to day, just being so reactive with all of the things around us that we don't really take the time to clarify what that life message is that we really should be sharing. I get that God surely gives any given one of us a number of messages or words that we speak over the course of our lifetimes. But my question is, what is the overarching life message that He's speaking to the world through the life that you're living? I have been a little bit more retracted lately. Some of you guys may have noticed that. I know I pop on social a little bit here and there where it might be just a thought or a little line or a little tip or whatever it might be, as I use it as a place to connect with people that I've known for years on years, and it's kind of like a friendly check-in. But overall, I've really personally been taking much more of a step back. As I came into 2024, I sensed that my word for the year was purpose. And over the last several months, especially, I've felt this deep need to take a step back and really get clarity. Here recently, I was thinking about the term clarity and thinking about how a lack of clarity leads to insecurity, and insecurity causes us to take any number of missteps. When we're operating out of insecurity, we can be very self-destructive. We can be destructive in our relationships. We could just get confused or maybe feel frenzied and chaotic or start just being hyper reactive to all the things that are going on in our lives, as opposed to us being pointed and effective in the ways that we could be if we had a greater sense of security. So how do we get to that sense of security? Well, taking the step back to get a sense of clarity is incredibly important in that, because that clarity is going to help us to better see the life that God is carrying us into, the purpose, the point of the things, to really help us to get a better picture as to why we're spending our time the way we're spending our time, and how we can do so in a way that's going to take us through a life that we're actually proud to have lived, and where we start to be able to walk past all the other things that would have otherwise distracted us, the things that would have just sucked us in at any given moment. Sometimes that's the people around us. Sometimes it's relationships where there's always something urgent, and the urgent and it's always carrying us away from the important. We have to be able to recognize that. Sure, there are things that sometimes absolutely demand our attention right then, and we got to take care of it right now. Like, kid breaks an arm, you're not going to be like, kid, that's got to wait because I got, this going. No, like, you're going to take them to the hospital. But how many times over do you have people come around you with stuff that's like, maybe it's drama, maybe it's other whatever you want to put in that blank, and it's something that demands your attention, demands your time, demands your energy right now, and then on the other side of it, everything fizzles down, and that time that you could have been dedicating to something that truly did matter. Now, I'm not saying being there for people doesn't matter here. Please hear me here. But sometimes we let ourselves get distracted from what we should actually be focusing in on. And the years pass, and then we regret it. And I don't want you to regret it. So my challenge today, to myself and to whoever it is that's taking the time to watch this, we're a little over 4 minutes now, so I don't know how many of you are hanging out on it. God bless you for those who are. But my challenge is to say, like, what can you do to take a step back and really get clarity? Let God help you clarify your vision, clarify your purpose, clarify your overarching life message that He's using you to speak into the world. And then to understand what are the things that are around you that maybe you should be dedicating a little bit more time to, or maybe you should be taking a little bit of time away from, so that you can make way and make room for the things that matter most. Your life is incredibly important, and I don't want you to miss it because your vision is blurred bothered by all the other chaos and the crap that's going on around us. I was even thinking about this morning about how much of the stuff we dedicate our life pursuit to, that we dedicate our energy to attaining, and it's all stuff that's going to end up one day in some box that either we or our children, maybe our grandchildren, are pitching to the curb. It's going to end up on a trash heap covered in dust and rust and whatever else. It's not going to be stuff that actually mattered. And what did we trade for it? What is it that we gave up? What did we forfeit so that we could have that thing that's ultimately not even going to last? I'm not saying it's wrong to have anything. I'm not saying it's wrong to have things in life. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm saying, what is our heart in our pursuit? What is the purpose and the passion that we're operating in? And what effect does that have on the life that we're living, not only for ourselves, but to the world around us? And are we seizing the life that we're living as an opportunity to express our affections to God by giving it back to Him? I'm telling you, like a life yielded to Him, like truly yielded to Him, and that's been truly redeemed by Him, it just, the world doesn't even compare to it. The world doesn't even compare to it. There's not a single object that you can go out there and hand me and say, well, this is surely worth that exchange. No, it's not. Everything that He has for you, the life that He has for you, whatever it looks like, is infinitely better than anything you could ever hope, imagine, dream for yourself. So what I'm asking today is, are you taking the time regularly, not just once in a while, but regularly, to take a step back from all of the noise and let Him help you clarify the vision for what you're going after, so that you can be focused, locked in, and confidently walk into the things that He has for you, knowing that that is your purpose, that is your mission here, that is what He has spoken you to be victorious in as you walk out your purpose and your life calling. So that's it for today. I'm about to get back to doing my own thing here in Long Beach. I hope you guys are blessed and having a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful summer, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. All right, take care.